Greetings, Cosmos, and welcome back to the Great Castle Adventure. Yes. So, I've been replaying Super Mario World, and some of the levels are just really poorly put together. Like, one level, the entire first half consisted of, come on, brain, there was an entire thought there. The first half consisted entirely of going up and down slopes while hopping turtles approached you in pairs, with one hopping higher than the other. "15 stars, huh? Let's see, I already talked to all the toads in this domain. Oh, yes, I would like this, thank you. Hey, Yoshi. Okay, so. Okay, made it through this level, cheated through that level. Lava castle. A castle made of lava. That does not filter out Yoshi in the first segment. Interesting. Ooh. Oh no. Oh no. Why would you put the ground surrounding lava on the same elevation as the lava? That's just bad. This isn't Super Mario World where you have to sink a bit into the lava for it to get you. As soon as you touch the surface of lava, you're done here. Oh my. Well, this is pretty easy. Oh my, do those go all the way down to lava? Well, I hope to not find out. No! They do. And I messed up my jump. And I have to start the entire castle over again. Have you noticed? This game has been deliberately not giving me any leaves yet. Just so I can't access the top half of the entrance room. Top half? The upper part of the entry room. I think that's a bit of clever design. Honestly, controlling when and where you can get a leaf power up. Especially for a hub like this. And if you want to control if you want to control to some extent what levels are available when, and you have a hub like this, that's how you do it. Okay, so I wait for that one to dive and then hop. Alright. Yes. This segment kind of exists. And sure, I did die in it, but it still feels kind of pointless. Oh hey, Yoshi friend. You again? Yeah, well I managed to escape that last castle, then I wandered into a forest and got lost in this castle. Man, I swear I'll never get home. Oh yeah, that's a nifty thing about this episode. There's the saga of a lost Yoshi. Okay. Maybe playing this episode wasn't such a good idea. Okay. Now things are happening. Now things are happening. Haha. Oh no! Oh no! Phew! Oh no! Pursuers! they finally caught up with me. Whew. Okay, I like this. Putting that switch so far above the thing that it switches on. I feel like that's good design. It gives you some time to react. So many times I've had such a switch where you have to wait for the thing to come back if you don't have faster reaction time than I sometimes have. Okay, yes, I definitely want to take this one. Oh hey, and look, there's the exit with no boss. I think this might have been made before the... Really? I think this episode might have been made before the Koopalings, well, the ones that exist, were added to Super Mario Bros. X. Because I started playing before they were added in. Okay, so Lava Castle. Hey Toad, what up? Sweet freedom! Ha, not for you. Thanks a bunch, Mario. Did you see the elevator on the main floor? There's gotta be a way to get it working again. 15 stars, huh? Hey Toad, what's up? Yes, I'm free. Want my advice, Mario? Don't enter that door over there. I heard something scary prowling around the next room. Oh, yes. I have to enter that door now, Toad. Hurrah! Okay. Man, how'd you jump up here to save me? Your jumping skills are impeccable, Mario. Thanks. I've recently been starting to think, what role does randomness play in video games? Like, how can it be useful? Oh no, I missed what Boom Boom said to me. Called me an intruder. Anyway, yeah, randomness. Like, oh no, there's another one. Anyway, randomness in video games. Because playing a game that's completely, oh no, deterministic, you're playing something like chess. And I've never been a fan of chess. It doesn't help that I've never won a game of chess because I'm bad at it. Oh, and there's a mushroom. And I have to defeat the mushroom to make the switch appear. Okay, sure. Anyway, yeah. I mean, a game like Mario is usually pretty deterministic. It does take stochastic form, though. Okay, looks like Yoshi's occupying one block. Yeah. What's going on here? You'll pay for what you've done to my pals! Ha, I have a Yoshi buddy. I like that the music here existed as a warning about this. Because I honestly did. You defeat all Boom Booms in Bowser's Castle. Yeah, but I need to get like 2 more stars before I can avoid having to fight them again. Oh, hey Luigi, what is up? Mario, I've been looking for you. Looks like saving Peach is going to be lots harder this time. Let's take the elevator up to the balcony. I'll search for the star in Winter Kingdom. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, right. Randomness. I think it's a matter of degree and kind that determines whether randomness is a good thing or a bad thing. Like Super Mario RPG, getting a freebie when you use an item, so the item is not consumed when you use it in combat. Balcony. Tiny huge island. Ew. Anyway, freebie. Oh, I like this place already. Welcome to Tiny Island. Anyway, freebie. I'm gonna keep saying that until I talk about. No, until I manage to actually talk about it. Right? It's a random event, but it's always good when it happens. Unless you're trying to empty out your inventory for some reason, because limited inventory kind of is unpleasant. But you know, getting a freebie is always good, and it's random. And I think that's an use of good randomness. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Oh! Oh, I know what's going on here. Those will be useful when I get to Huge Island. Randomness, right? So, having a good thing happen, that's always random. You know, or having a random thing happen that's always good, or at the very least neutral. No, why Yoshi, why? Anyway, that is fine randomness, right? But not fine randomness includes such things as I don't know, so when there's something that is mandatory to acquire in order to clear a quest or a game that, for example, has a 1 out of 256 drop rate in an RPG, or even if it's not mandatory, just locking equipment behind something like that. Here's looking at Final Fantasy IV, where oh, that shell's not spinning. Is there solid ground down here? I hope there isn't. Darn. Anyway. Well, there's lots of Final Fantasy games where stuff like this happens, where something is locked behind a 1 in 256 drop rate, right? It's not just, oh hey, this is a nice bonus. It is, oh hey, if you don't get this, you'll be suboptimal. For example, getting the adamant armor in Final Fantasy IV, which requires you to find an extremely rare enemy, although apparently, I never heard about this back in the day, but apparently you could acquire an item called a Siren from one location that you can never go back to, and you can use those to force such an encounter. That's cool. But, good job, me. But that's, again, one of those things that's not indicated at all in the game. Like, I played through the game a good 4 or 5 times, and never encountered such a thing. Until I played the DS version of the game, where, you could just buy Sirens, and I feel like that's much better, even if they were ludicrously expensive. Yeah, randomness. Good job, me. I used to watch something called Extra Credits, and one episode talked about the delta of randomness. And I think that's an important concept. Like, I agree that it's an important concept, I should say. Which is, and the delta of randomness is how big an impact can this random thing have? They were using Hearthstone, I think it was called, as their example for this, where, oh, okay. I need to get more of these than I thought I did. Anyway, they're using Hearthstone for their example, and talking about how there are some cards I can just generate any card in the game of a specific group. I think it was spells or something. And so, like, not only is that card completely unreliable, like, no, that's actually the problem. That card is completely unreliable. You, you could get a card that just blows the game wide open for you and lets you win super easily. Or, you could potentially get a card where, you can't actually use it because it only works on or with cards that you don't even have. Didn't expect this. Woo! Got lucky there. What's with these scary jumps? Ha! Oh, okay. Hey. Hey! Jerks. Well, good to know they'll have to do all those frightening jumps again. Anyway, something, delta of randomness. Something. Like, you gotta control how far the randomness goes, you know? Something. So yeah, randomness isn't a completely bad thing, although used poorly, it is. Well, that's true of any tool in game design. Used poorly, it's bad. Yeah, huge revelation. I feel like the jump that killed me on my first attempt at this level was kind of unfair because, you know, I hadn't memorized the level by that point, and so there was nothing to indicate that I needed to do this except, you know, remembering that I had jumped before. These enemies didn't get bigger. Hey, you! Keep in mind that the tiny and huge islands are connected to each other. What you do in one affects the other. Maybe you should go back to Tiny Island and try activating something? Oh, that's very thoughtful of you. And look, you can turn back. You can easily turn back just in case you didn't activate something. So yeah, as you might guess, these blocks I'm using to climb up and go further, they don't exist unless you activated them on Tiny Island. I kind of forgot about them until they started making noises at me and I remembered, oh yeah, these noises. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I should just toss that. I like how these trees are bigger and these islands are bigger. It's nice, but at the same time, that felt kind of pointless. Oh, look at that. The note blocks are enlarged into groups of 4. I like that. I like that a lot. Boing. 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 Okay. Okay, so, anything useful in here? Extra life? Sure. So, where do I go? Oh, hey, there are giant ghosts here. Neat. Ah! Ow! What was I meant to do about that? Oh no, this is gonna be terrible. Ugh. Get your face down here, Ghost. Okay. Okay, this almost feels like it was meant to have, you know, two, Oh no, I left my Yoshi behind. This almost feels like it was meant to have another segment, because just having those two switches right next to each other feels kind of, pointless. Thank you for this pipe. Oh, nice, and it takes me to this part of, Tiny Island. Interesting. So I think I was meant to do a running jump to get up there. No, why didn't you jump, Mario? Oh. Oh. That entire section exists only to trick me. Okay. Don't hurt me. A hippin' and a hoppin'. Renegade is cool. There we go. But anyway, yeah. Like a lot of things in video game design, I feel like randomness is often used poorly. Yes, yes. Skip past the level. Yeah, I'm sorry that it's boring that I'm skipping past the level like this, but seriously? Dying like that? I hit the jump button and Mario didn't jump, so I hit it again. Mario still didn't jump, and then he cast himself into the abyss with his not jumping. That was very upsetting for me. If you don't activate that vegetable, you can't turn back, though. I don't feel like that's very good design right there. I mean, I like that the vegetable lets you turn back to Tiny Island right at that spot. But, wait, how are you meant to get up here? Yeah. I don't know how you're meant to get up there. I looked for an invisible block. I guess Yoshi is mandatory? I like the concept of Tiny Huge Island, but I feel like where you're meant to go near the end here isn't well indicated, and the fact that these places, the fact that the lower doors loop back to the start doesn't help. Now I'm curious where the upper door at the end of Huge Island goes. Anywho, randomness. Like it again, that's something that I feel like mostly shows up in RPGs and the like. I feel like it shows up less in platformers, where the game is more stochastic. Although even Super Mario Bros. X allows you to incorporate randomness, It's not recommended, but you can do it. Well, it's usually not recommended. You need to think careful before, adding a power-up where it's just using the random power-up rather than using a fixed power-up. Using the random power-up where you, come on, brain. Like, if you've made levels in Super Mario Bros. X, you're probably aware of the random power-up where it just randomly generates any power-up rather than a specific one, and you should only really use that if there's no need for a specific power-up and you don't mind a player getting, for example, a hammer or tanuki suit. Alright, well, join me next time when I cheat my way back up here. And challenge some ice plays. See you then.